If I told you there's a company worth more than Facebook, MasterCard, and Samsung combined, and you've probably never heard of it, you'd think I was joking. But I'm not. You use their apps every day. Your favorite games? They own them. This is Tencent. And they're the most powerful company you've never heard of. Meet Tencent. Their mascot is a cute penguin, but the real animal here is an octopus. Tentacles in gaming, music, payments, movies, social media, artificial intelligence. Almost every industry you can think of, all over the world. In the West, they operate from the shadows. But in China, everyone knows. Because Tencent built something no one else has managed to pull off. The Everything app. It's called WeChat. 1.4 billion people use it, for an average of 4 hours every single day. That's more time than the average American spends on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook combined. Why does everyone use it so much? Because WeChat isn't just one app. It's WhatsApp, PayPal, Netflix, Uber, Spotify, Amazon, Tinder, Zoom, and 100 other apps, all rolled into one single platform. You wake up on WeChat. You pay your bills on WeChat. You talk to your friends, book a taxi, order food, watch shows, and even date on WeChat. You live your entire life inside it. Sounds convenient, right? It is. But convenience has a price. When one company has access to everything about you, that's a lot of data. Your exact location, your full bank history, every message you've ever sent, every call you've ever made, every search you've ever typed. And here's where it gets serious. The line between Tencent and the Chinese government is blurry. The Chinese Communist Party has access to all of it. WeChat messages are scanned in real time. Say something the government doesn't like, and your message just won't get delivered. In the worst case, you don't get a warning. You disappear. One citizen made a lighthearted joke about a government official to a few friends. He ended up in jail for that text. The government has even openly confirmed that they can access deleted WeChat conversations without permission from the user or the courts. Amnesty International tested every major messaging app for privacy and data protection. Tencent scored 0 out of 100. 0. They don't even deny that they give the Chinese Communist Party a backdoor to access encrypted messages. There's no transparency, no accountability. So how did Tencent get this powerful? The answer is simple. Copy, kill, dominate. Tencent didn't invent most of what they own. They saw what worked, copied it fast, and crushed competitors with money and government backing. They are allowed to monopolize entire industries in China. In exchange, they became a tool for the state. Thousands of Chinese Communist Party members work inside Tencent. Party officials sit on the executive board and influence major decisions. During the initial COVID outbreak, the Chinese government used WeChat for population control, assigning color codes to determine whether people were healthy and whether they were allowed to leave their homes. Tencent added facial recognition to their games, so kids could only play for a maximum of 90 minutes per day. They were ordered to change game content to conform to Communist Party values, but it doesn't stop at China's border. Once Tencent owned China, they went shopping, and it was the biggest shopping spree in history. They own 100% of Riot Games, the creator of League of Legends. They own 40% of Epic Games, the creator of Fortnite. They have stakes in Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, Discord, Reddit, Tesla, Spotify, Snapchat, and hundreds of other companies outside China. Tencent's gaming division alone is bigger than Nintendo and Sony combined. WeChat Pay processes over 1 billion payment transactions per day, more than Visa and MasterCard combined. They own Tencent Music, they dominate esports, and they're even involved in making Hollywood movies like Men in Black. This is why Western governments are getting nervous. In 2019, the manager of the Houston Rockets tweeted, "Fight for freedom. Stand with Hong Kong." In response, Tencent said they would not stream any Rockets matches in the future. The manager deleted the tweet, backtracked on his stance, and apologized for what they called an inappropriate post. Players then came out stating that they love China. The United States, India, and other countries now call WeChat a security threat. Others call it a monitoring weapon in your pocket. So what is Tencent really? On one side, Tencent is one of the greatest business success stories ever told. They started with only $1,000 in the bank in 1998. Today, they're worth over $400 billion. The speed, the strategy, the execution, it's genuinely impressive. There's a reason business schools study them. On the other side, Tencent is surrounded by controversy. Accusations of plagiarism, brutal monopolistic practices to crush competition, extreme censorship, violations of privacy and freedom of speech, and close ties to the Chinese government that make multiple countries nervous about national security. And here's the twist. Even the Chinese Communist Party is now hurting Tencent. New regulations have wiped hundreds of billions of dollars off their valuation. Why would China damage one of its most useful assets? That question doesn't have a clean answer yet. Tencent is proof that in the 21st century, data is power, and whoever controls the apps controls the people. You might not know Pony Ma, Tencent's founder and CEO. He's introverted and hates the spotlight. Unlike Jack Ma, he avoids public appearances and controversy. But his company shapes your games, your music, your data, and maybe even what you're allowed to say online. So next time you open Discord, play Fortnite, or listen to Spotify, remember this: the penguin is watching. The story of Tencent isn't over. And what they do next affects all of us.